Hello and welcome. It's day two of the African Cup of Nations, the Afcon 2021. My name is Wale, and thank you for joining us on Afcon 360 Degrees. Well, all we'll be doing will exactly be talking about what's been happening in Cameroon as regards the African Cup of Nations was only started yesterday. Obviously, today is a day of once because every match that was played today ended in a one goal victory for the sides that obviously triumph. So we're talking about Senegal obviously beat Zimbabwe 1-0. Heartbreak for Zimbabwe. Obviously, we're going to be talking more about that today on the show. Guinea played Malawi and Guinea won that match 1-0. Morocco against Ghana. Uh, Very surprising that one. 1-0 to Morocco. And Comoros Islands making a debut in the African Cup of Nations. Lost to Gabon 1-0. So hence the day of ones. Yeah, I am not alone in this today on today's show. And if you're watching us for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe and give us thumbs up if you enjoy what you're watching. We've got our man in Cameroon, all the way from Cameroon, Toby Adepoju, standing by to join us. Toby, if you're still there, thank you for joining us. Toby is right there in the thick of action in Garoua, Cameroon, where the Super Eagles are going to be playing the Pharaohs of Egypt tomorrow. Toby, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining. Ask Cameroon. Ask
Yeah,
Garoua, nicely.
good to be on the show.
Yeah,
I could not join yesterday because of situations in Africa, yeah.
yeah, I
But
know, I know.
yeah, excited to be on the show. Cameroon has been fine, and maybe not 100%. A lot of difficulties here, for us to settle down in this part of Cameroon, which is the northern part, the area. But I think the consolation is the fact that the people here are very good people. They want to help us to settle down as quick as possible. Yes, maybe the city could not be saved at some parts, but I mean, we can also move at any time we like. Security players everywhere. Like I also said on social media, the consolation is the fact that there's good facilities here to play football. In as much as they don't have everything, at least they have something that will make the football, look great on TV, and also for the players to have good pitches to play. So we're looking forward to the games to kick off at this center tomorrow.
Well, we're looking forward to that. And obviously, the people from Garo have been making your stay comfortable. I know, just like you mentioned, we know you had some teething problems with regards to connectivity and the likes, but otherwise, the stadium is in good nick, and we're obviously ready for the kickoff tomorrow. Tell us about you watched the two giants, obviously the two people that are going to play tomorrow. You watch them in training. You saw the Egyptians and obviously seen the Nigerian team. What's your assessment of those two teams? Everybody's been talking. It's going to be not Egypt versus Nigeria. It's going to be Mo Salah versus Super Eagles. So, what's your assessment of what's going on, especially after you've seen the two teams train?
Yeah, I think both teams have got good preparation. You look at Carlos Queiroz on the other side for Egypt. He was there on the African Cup of Nations a couple of years ago, I think, with Mali. I mean, he didn't do performance was not really great. Taking a second chance to come to compete in this tournament, like he said today, he has a lot of experience. He's in different competition, but the Nations Cup is something special, something different, and
Mhm.
he wants to do all this time around. So I think they had good preparation. Saw Salah train yesterday with the boys, and they looked very, very ready for the tournament. I mean, they look very competitive. The Nigerian team also, I've been following them since they started camping in Abuja. I was in Abuja. Like I have also, tweeted on Twitter saying that, I mean, what I've seen under Austin is something different. It's something we should be hopeful about, programs,
Mm.
how you ensure the players, push the players a lot, putting this team together. Yes, maybe miss one or two, three players might have really boost his chances of having a better tournament. But I mean, the coaching crew have done enough to prepare the players for this Nations Cup. So it will be a great game from both sides. Two managers who have got experience, one on a higher level because Queiroz really had
Mm.
great I mean, amazing record, even as assistant coach or as a head coach, in Europe, did well with was it India or so. So, I mean, it's really going to be a game of tactical. But for Mo Salah, yes, he's the most popular. I mean, he should be the most popular player right now in Cameroon in the Nations Cup. I mean, in training, about 50 to 60 keys, climbed the tree just to
Wow.
chant his name, Mo Salah, Mo Salah. So it was just full
Wow.
of smile. It's like, so when we're asking me the question today, how does it feel, being popular like this in Cameroon? I mean, in Garura, you wouldn't expect in Garura for Salah to be so popular like this, but man, the fans are crazy about him. And he said, man, yeah, Egypt is all about, it's not about Mo Salah, it's all about the entire team. And
Mm.
I also think that Super Eagles should be very careful. Too much focus on Mo Salah means we are not looking at other players that could also, wreak havoc on the team.
Mm.
So, but we all know Mo Salah, great player any day, anytime, could just create moments that could, give Egypt a very, very big win or so, or good tournament. So, but I mean, the coach and the players should look forward to a great battle from the entire players and not Mo Salah alone. But it's good to plan for Mo Salah. Very, very important as well.
Good, good. And what's the mood like in the Super Eagles camp? I know you obviously you've been with the Super Eagles camp for ages now, even prior to the during the qualifications and everything. You've been with them, even at camping in Abuja, like you said, you've been with them. Do you think the Super Eagles are going to miss the firepower of the likes of Audio Nigalo, Emmanuel Dennis, and the others that are not there at the moment? Leon Balogun obviously is not in the team. Are they going to miss those players from what you've seen in the camp?
Yes, I think the coach and the team will miss these players. Let me start with Leon Balogun. We know he formed amazing partnership with Afcon for a couple of years. Yeah, at some point, Kenneth could come in and break into the partnership. Sometimes I was him, but we all know the quality of Leon Balogun's commitment to the national team. With due
Mm.
respect to Ekong, I would prefer to have Leo Balogun ahead of Ekong in the team. So I think he has more experience. He had more quality than all our centre backs. He could push the ball. He could start the play from the back. He could do long passes. So a lot of quality from Leo Balogun. I think the team will miss him. But this is a very good
Mm.
chance for Kenneth and Awazim to step in. Maybe on the side down as well from South Africa. Yeah, from the forward,
Mm.
honestly, Victor Osimhen is a great miss. Like I've
Yes,
discussed with a
yes.
lot of colleagues, my worried about this thing from what I've seen in the preparation, everything looks very good. The goalkeeping, good competition, the back four, the midfield, but the strikers have not really been convincing to me.
Mm.
I don't know maybe
Mm.
because they're coming in to fill a shoe by Victor, who has really done well in a couple of games for the national team. And you start feeling Victor impact from training. You could see the zeal, the energy, everything he puts into the training. It's a bit different. Yes, maybe different personality. I don't have
Mm.
to take that away from Itawa Oni and the rest. Maybe they've got a different personality, but I'm not sure they've really impressed me as much as Victor. And I think we'll miss Victor. Ojo Ingalo's experience was the last Afcon top scorer. If he was available, he will also. I mean, he had a lot of quality as well as the young player looking at Ojo on the bench. They really want to give the 100% of the pick because they know Ojo can steal the spot and the rest. So it's really be a big miss. Victor Ojo Ingalo and Leo Balogun and also show up the light. I mean, show offered versatility for the team. If your DM is
Yeah.
not available, could fit in, sometimes fitting from the back for right back. So I mean, this kind of these players, Austin will base them. But like Austin have said, he can't continue to make excuses. He has 27
Yeah.
players in camp. Collins arriving late
Hmm.
today. I mean, he should do well with the boys. But I hope Umar, Tawa Oniye, Oyekuru will take advantage of this opportunity and then gives the coach a lot of options. I mean, if Victor is not available, we know we can bank on a lot of players from the bench. Why I've not said much about Dennis? Yes, Dennis is currently in great form at Watford, but I mean, a few games he has played with the Super Eagles, it wasn't convincing to me. I mean, but
Mm. Mm.
but current his form could have added a lot of quality to the team because his form could have also helped the team. He could give option also to play on the wing, to play as centre forward. So I mean all these players will be missed. So I hope the players who got the opportunity like Austin that was said during the presser today is the fact that if you have this opportunity to represent your country, you need to give your 101, one-on-one into the games. If you get an opportunity to play, you don't have to understand that you're representing a lot of millions of people back home. You have to give your best. So hopefully, the guys who've got the chance, especially in the attack, will make this count. When the games begins tomorrow in our group.
And there's another thing I actually want to pick your brains in with regards to the kind of formation the Super Eagles are going to play. I know you're not a coach, but you've been with this team for a long time during the time of Kenneth Grower, and now Austin Eguavon is there. Do you think there's going to be a departure from what we see, what we are used to playing under Grower when we line up tomorrow? Do you think we're going to see a drastic um, change in formation and tactics?
Yeah, like I tweeted yesterday about Austin method. Like I said, I'm not taking anything away from Genetro, but I think I've seen a lot of programs, a lot of method under Austin that I've seen other Genetro in 5 years. With due respect to everything Genetro did with this team, because I don't want to disrespect him. He did well, but watching both coaches, I've seen more programs. You could see what Austin Gabon is trying to do. He wants to play in a 4-4-2 formation, looking likely play with the two strikers, and that's what he did against Comoros as well. He put a lot of this kind of setup in training, and then trying to balance it with experience and the young star, to ensure that he had a solid 11 and also have a lot of quality coming from the bench. So I don't know how much this training I've seen could translate to good performance. I hope so. But if the players could translate what I've seen in training, I think we should be having, firstly, in a team that will play a better or interesting football than what we've seen under Genetro in the last 2 years. Because I have to say this, I felt Genetro or his players' performance started declining post-COVID. Because 2016, 17, 18. You could also agree with me that Super Eagles played good football under Genetro. So I think we might say, this moment coming back, and also the Gabon who believes in a 4-4-2 formation, which also is our traditional formation before Genetro came in and switched to 4-3-3 and sometimes 5-3 at the back setup. So, but like I said, he's trying to ensure that he makes it up with experience and the youngsters. Maybe Musa to come in leadership role, and also someone who could partner maybe at the other chop front. But I think he will do a 4-4-2. I think Mukoyi must still be go. I think it might be an Ekong and Kenneth Omero, at centre back. I think I know my staff from the right back. Seido, he has been decent in training. Then maybe an Ndidi and Aribo. Quietly do he loves the Juke so much. He talks about the Juke almost every time. I'm talking about Austin. So I think the Juke might get to start Chukwueze on the right side. Then maybe a Musa and the Anacho, like the way he set up against Koto Sports. Because like I said, I also believe Austin has also noticed that Taoni and the rest are here to spark up in training, and I'm not sure they will take that gamble to start any one of them. But maybe Taiwo could just start, and then maybe either Yanacho or Musa will drop to the bench. But I think we will go with the 4-3-3. I beg your pardon, we will go with the 4-4-2 formation. I have a lot of playing more from the flanks and also playing with a twin striker.
And there's another particular problem we've always discussed on this show, and it's the fact that we seem to lack that person that can unlock defenses. And we saw it it was very clear when Kenneth Rowe was playing. Was the manager of the Super Eagles. We tried Aribo there. At some point, Educate came in, Chidera. And do you think with Austin there now, with him probably sticking to this, reverting to what we are used to, a 4-4-2, do you think we'll be able to suddenly now find that magic touch, that magic person to drive our attack when we want to do it? Obviously, if he's going to play for the wings, that will obviously be midfielders to take the balls from the defense and obviously play the passes to the wings and what have you. So do you think that Nigerians will be looking forward tomorrow, sitting and watching a magician, probably not in the mold of Kanu or JJ or Kocha, but someone that will be able to pick up the ball and spray the passes?
Yeah. After the invitation, I had reservation about Kelechi Iweala. But I made a bold decision then, or a bold statement that for this game against Egypt or this Afcon, I will take Kelechi Iweala to start. Because if you want to play a 4-2-4 or a 4-4-2, you need a midfielder that could service your attackers as much as possible. They need to get the ball almost every time. Aribo delays the ball so much.
Mm.
A lot of times Alex Iwobi is not consistent. Then maybe physicality of Iwakale, maybe it's not as strong like Aribo or Alex Iwobi. But if I have my way to make a bold decision, I will play Iwakale against Egypt, because just one instruction to him: take the ball from Ndidi or take the ball from the back four. Then you service your attackers. You have a Juke on the left, you have Chukwueze on the right. Then you have your twin strikers. You ensure that they get the ball, feed them as much as possible. The more you try as much to feed them, the more chances you can create, and then opportunity to win. So I think Iwakale could solve this. Yes, a lot of reservation about him. He has not been serious with his football for a couple of years. Yes, in the last 2 months, he's done well in the second division in Spain. I think he's still got this quality, because, in training, you could also see those intents in him. Sometimes he does this magic, do this long 45-yard pass straight to the
Wow.
winger. Sometimes, yes, yeah, honestly, Wakala has really been interesting. It's been a delight to watch him training. But, sometimes training can be so
Exactly.
difficult. Yeah, but like I said, I agree to the fact that Wakala has got this quality in him. If not the fact that he has struggled to progress with his career, he should not be where he is with the kind of
Exactly.
quality he
Yeah.
possesses. So
Hmm.
I think I would take the gamble on Iwakale, but I also think Austin doesn't want to rush him. It's a very big stage for him, to be honest, and for him always coming to the team with a lot of people disagreeing with his invitation. So it will also be good and not to rush him into the lineup, and then I find it very difficult to click, and the media attention will now come back to him. Maybe Austin is looking at introducing him gradually to the team, 20, 25 minutes. When Aribo is tired or Alex is tired, he comes in and try to fit in the first two games, and maybe from the third game he will start starting. But honestly, if we were talking about a man that could solve that creative situation for us, if Iwakale is ready to play football, Iwakale is the man. Like I said, I've
Wow.
seen most of these things he does in training. This guy is slick case. He did one pass in Abuja, and everybody at the stadium just stood up clapping for him. About 45-yard pass to the winger, straight to the winger. It was really nice. It belonged. We've seen such in the national team. We play with a lot of power under generator. You have to play a table. You have to play DD. Flexibility is not that there. They will rely too much on the striker forcing it. Well, you need someone to feed your attackers. It means if you're playing a 4-4-2 where we attack, it turns to a 4-2-4 with about four
Yeah.
players in the final third of our opponent. So with an
Hmm.
Iwakale sitting behind them, we should get a lot of we should get a lot of creating chances, and then maybe the strikers getting filled with a lot of goals.
Hopefully, that will be so. I know you've mentioned a couple of players that we should watch out for in the Super Eagles lineup. Everyone is shouting about Mo Salah. People forget that obviously there's a Lenny there that plays for Arsenal, that
Exactly.
plays for Egypt, and some other people. When you look at the Nigerian team, who do you think is going to be the star of this Nigerian team at the end of this competition? I know you've been following Super Eagles for a long time, and I know you probably have probably a few people you probably will want to mention. But
Yeah.
at the end of this tournament, who do you think will be the hero of the tournament for the Super Eagles?
I think it might be a Juke. It might be a Juke or Chikweze. I fancy both players to really come out top
Mm.
in this tournament. The fact that they've got quality to really shine a lot in this tournament. And these two players will shoulder a lot of responsibility. If we have to go far in this tournament, these two players have to be top of their game. They have to bring a A game into the team. They have to be consistent, and they have to ensure that they're getting their decision right in the final third. I think it's between Ejuke and Chikwueze. Maybe because I love skillful wingers, and I felt these two guys could bring a lot of quality into the team. But I think it's going to be between Ejuke and Chikwueze, especially Ejuke. If Ejuke try to make quick decision in the final third, they will get on, have a lot of assists in this tournament, and also have chances to get into the scorer sheet as well. So I think this spotlight might actually come to Ejuke or Chukwueze.
Mm. And this issue of Nigeria having a new technical advisor, Jose Pizarro, who is going to join up as soon as the competition is over, take over from Austin Cerezo. Um, as a player, have they taken it? Because some school of thought will probably are probably saying this is going to be a distraction to the boys. They might not give it 100% because they know there's someone that's going to take over right after the competition. So they probably want to give their best to that person that is coming in. Do you think this has been a distraction for the boys, or do you think they're actually just primed and looking forward to just going there, giving their best to the fatherland?
I think the distraction was just too much around the team. But I think
Mm,
from what I've seen from Abuja to Garua and then having interaction with these players, sometimes in close quarters or you've seen them from distance. I think they've put aside those distractions. And the fact is, Austin and Gabon has got good personality. I mean,
mm,
he command a lot of respect from these players. The fact that he was part of that this 1994 set that we still adore and respect today
mm,
puts him into a very you know good situation with the players. It's not as if Austin is a pushover when it comes to Nigerian football history. So I mean, for every player in the national team right now, you want to say, "Oh, Austin was there in those days," and Austin kept telling them, "I've won this, I've won the Afcon before as a player, I played at the World Cup." So, I mean, you need to chase what I have achieved in football. I mean, we're the first set
yeah.
of players who breaking into Europe. So, I mean, this is a good history back in Austin. This is a good person. He has got good personality, very calm manager.
Mm,
I mean, the way he relates to players on a calm level, try to explain to them, try to pass the message to them. So I don't think the Portuguese coach will be a lot of distraction for him. I was looking at it, maybe it will be a distraction for Austin. But Austin, I've said it several times that we have to understand the fact that he's the technical director of the NFL. And for every decision they make, the
yeah.
executive made about coaching crew, they try to communicate with him. They have these
Mm,
plans from the first day before he accepted the job and he knew someone is coming. And like I said today during the press conference, the fact that what they are doing right now is also to set that foundation for the new manager, for him to come in
mm,
and take over after the AFCON and meet a very good team and a decent team to play the qualifier. So the manager just needs to come and add a few things. And Austin also confirmed that there have been communication. I was really happy about that, feedback for what they're doing right now and to the manager. I also think he's watching from distance. So I mean, when it comes in, it will just be a plug-in situation where we can just add one or two things to what Austin have been doing. Because I think Austin and his crew have really done something different under Genetro. I just hope that the players at the end of the day will translate this into match performance. So I don't think it should be any discussion for this player. These players first understood the fact that I mean you're representing Nigeria at the Nations Cup. They want to win. They want to write their names into the history book, and then winning put them into the high recognition that despite the
mm.
distraction around the team for a couple of weeks, they were still able to go out there and fight and also win. So I don't think they're thinking about that right now. I think they're focused working with Austin and the crew.
And we saw some of the videos coming out of the team, especially last night. You could see the unity amongst the players when they were having their initiations for the new players, and you could see that unity. You could see that camaraderie between them, which is really good. Let me ask you a question about one of the other person that was at the press conference today. And we're talking about skipper of the national team, Ahmed Musa, who was saying, "This is going to be my last AFCON. In the next 2 years, I don't think I'm going to be around. Do you think we're going to miss this guy? I mean, this guy, a lot of people tend to like underestimate this guy. They people will say, oh no, he's just there because of the quota system. Oh, no. And this guy is for someone to have played over 100 games for his national team. There must be something in him, for countless coaches, that we've had over the years to invite him to the national team. How terribly are we going to miss Ahmed Musa? Well, not talking about his football now. I know his football is okay, it's good, it's great, but his presence as a captain, as a unifier of that group, how greatly are we going to miss him?
Honestly, I wasn't expecting that from Ahmed Musa. I thought they should have waited maybe till after the AFCON or made
Mm,
it announcement because he's also looking at playing at the World Cup. I mean, he also had to mention that he still want to play at the World Cup if if the coach or the new coach or Austin, invite him to be part of the team if they qualify as well. I think I wasn't expecting that, but I mean, most of this comment, like you said, gets to these players. They are human beings, and you look at people who have served this national team with the blood, with the sweat, to get most of this negative feedback. It kills the spirit. I mean, it's really unfair for anyone to say Musa is still in the team with coach assistant. We always know that at some point, we know how we rotate and leadership in the national team. It's all about how long you've stayed, your experience, and your quality.
Yeah.
And everyone
Yeah.
Musa has been a good leader. I mean, I've seen him in close quarters with the team. Even when there are a lot of issues with the federation in terms of bonuses and allowances, Musa bridged those spaces to ensure that the players doesn't go outside what they could stomach, and they still go all out there to still give the performance. As much as possible to balance from the NFF and also to keep your players working and keep going. It's not easy. And I mean, since 2010, no one has had any controversy about Ahmed Musa in the national team. We can also talk about on the pitch. I mean, our top scorer at the World Cup, 4 goals.
Yeah.
We can't just throw that into the bin. We can't disrespect such a player. I mean, like you may also mention, over 100 games, under close to 10 coaches. I mean, you will have to respect this guy. But
Definitely.
at 29, we have started talking about pushing him out. I mean, it's really sad. Well, but I think those comments, got to Musa, and Musa felt, I want to leave. After the game of engagement, I told him, Musa, there's still a Nations Cup in 2023, January. And he said, Toby, I don't think I want to play. I want to leave. Maybe, after the World Cup, I don't know if they will do this convincing again like they did to Odio Gallo and the rest. I'm not sure Musa will stay. But, I mean, our fans need to respect these guys. Everyone will get to that stage. At some point, Musa, you can't displace Musa in the national team. But it's the aging now, 29 years old. I mean, so Musa also understand the fact that the young players have to play. This is the moment to also play. And I mean, he's not forcing him to play in the lineup. In the last 2 years, Musa hasn't started a lot of games, maybe since after the Nations Cup. He has always been coming off the bench, apart from against Cape Verde, who had issues with the UK players. So it's not as if Musa is taking any younger players' space in the national team. And at the end of the day, even the younger players that are getting the opportunity, what are they doing with the opportunity? They're not even trying to close the numbers. They're not. I mean, when last we have a UK get on the assist list, what about Chikwueze? What about when Dennis played? What about Kalu? You could also say that most of the young players have not really, pushed more as much to say we want to forget Ahmed Musa. And look at what he did against Koto Sport in the test game. He scored. And we also understand the fact that this guy's got a lot of experience going to various tournaments. He did well as a youngster in 2013. Last Nations Cup, he was good. So I think the comment got to him. And I think he's also good at, he leaves after the World Cup, living on a high is also good for him. Forcing the next Nations Cup might not really be good for him. So the youngsters can also have the space to start playing. But at the end of the day, you still need experience. You need guardians. You need people to guide these players. You need people who have the experience to balance situation when there are issues in camp. I mean, we know how the federation operates. And look at from Mikel leadership to Ahmed Musa, you could see that piece in the camp, a leader trying to bridge the gap when there's a situation. So we can just disrespect these guys. At some point, Mikel was playing in China, and Roy insisted that Mikel has to come. And we also understand the fact that Mikel came and played a lot of big influence in the team. For example, when they were on their way to Zambia, and Mikel stood up in the flight and tell the NFF, we don't need your money right now, we want to win. But when we win and we get a ticket for you, when the money comes, you have to give us. And look at how the 2018, look at the agreement with the NFF, the bonuses, everything went well. This kind of leadership you need in national team, not leadership that thinks, violence or crisis is the solution. Sometimes you need to sit down and find solution to things like this. But I think Ahmed Musa have done enough. 12 years in the national team, he should start, thinking about retiring. And I think he has taken his decision, and I'm not sure he will change it.
We're going to go on a quick break now, Toby. Just stay there. I will ask you 2 more questions before I let you go, but we're just going to go on a quick break now. But before we go on a quick break, I just want you to ponder on this question before I bring you back. Ahmed Musa, my believing, who should we choose as? Who do you think will be our next captain? Who can be like Mikel Olise, the great Stephen Keshi, and Ahmed Musa? Hold that thought, yeah. Let us go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll speak more about that. So this is Afcon 2021 360 degrees. We're going on a quick break, and when we come back, Toby Adepoju is still here with us, all the way from Garoua in Cameroon. See you in a bit.
The tournament. How are you looking forward for the team of Nigeria?
Thank you very much for having me. Good morning, everyone. The team have arrived. We're intact and very, very impressed with the level of organization. There was a bit of concern if the Afcon was going to hold or not. But at the end of the day, it was settled that it will be held. And obviously, congratulations for people who battled for it to come true. So we're here. We've enjoyed every second or minute we've been here in Garoua. Been very supportive and nothing to worry about. It's nice to be here. We saw the game. Started yesterday. We enjoyed it as well. And then hopefully it will be a peaceful one till the end of the tournament.
Thank you, Coach. Now we can hear from our captain, Ahmed Musa. Just tell us also how you and your teammates are looking to Afcon 2021.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, as my chief coach have said, we really appreciate the welcome when we came here. So we are just ready to start the game tomorrow, and inshallah, we're going to make it. Thank you very much.
That's it. Thank you. Okay, now we can open the floor for questions. Okay, here, the mic, please.
My name is Charles Ogundia, I write for New Telegraph newspaper Nigeria. Coach, congratulations and Captain, congratulations coming to this competition. Now, the last time you handled this team, Coach, you ended up with the bronze medal. What should we expect this time around? Are we looking forward to Nigeria going as far as the final, despite whatever that is going on here and there? And then, Captain, you are still the most capped player of the Super Eagles so far now. How far do you want to go in this competition? In 2013, you are part of the team that won it. How far do you expect to go this time around? Thank you.
Yes, I have been here before. On this seat, in 2006, we actually came out third in Egypt. And we're here now. Nobody can say, what will happen tomorrow. I don't own the future. Nobody holds here our future. But like I've always said, I've always told the team, we're going to take it game after game. One thing I can guarantee you is the boys are ready. From every first minute, we will contest the ball and contest the game and try to win every game. But we'll take it game after game.
Thank you very much. I think my first Afcon was in 2013 in South Africa. We won it. So my second Afcon is in Egypt, and we end up at the third position. So I think this is my last Afcon, and inshallah, I talked to the boys that with this is the only gift that you can give to me, because this is my last Afcon, inshallah. So as you can see what the head coach say, we are ready. We are just waiting for tomorrow, and inshallah, I know that we're going to end up till the final and win the cup, because everyone knows the importance of winning the trophy. Thank you.
Okay, next. Yes, please. In the second row, here. You next.
My name is Ayuk John Ashu. I work for the Cameroon Radio Television. My question is to the coach. Coach, you are welcome once again to Cameroon. Coach, your very first encounter will be against Egypt. In which frame of mind are you going to tackle this encounter, given that Egypt on paper is also a heavyweight? Thank you.
Yeah, that's a very good question. I mean, Egypt is, I think, 7 times winner. We respect them, and I believe every other country that's participating in Afcon should be respected as well. Nigeria is no exception. We are well respected as well. We have all the tools and ingredients to pull surprises. We won't underrate anybody. And Egypt, like I said, yeah, it's a heavyweight. But I'm not going to come here and start telling you our own game plan. We have our game plan, they have their game plan. We'll see tomorrow.
Yes, gentleman in black.
Hello. Good afternoon, Coach. My name is Modo Victor, Moseo Media, Nigeria. People say that your team might be a depleted team because of injuries and the running battles with player release or denial of player release by their clubs. How prepared is this team for tomorrow? And as a second question, would you care to share your opinion on clubs denying African players the right to go for the African Cup of Nations and a scenario that Nigeria has with Odion Igalo and Emmanuel Dennis?
Yes, I'll take the last one now. We have to respect people's opinion, and there's always an agreement with federations and, of course, FIFA as world organizing football body, and we know that CAF is under FIFA. But there's the regulations that says, hey, listen, when a player is invited, there is a time frame, there's a window of which a player should be released. And if they want to disrespect that, well, I don't know what that means. But however, it boils down to individual as well. You have your country to serve. You don't have 2 nations to play for. I remember way back when I was also an active player, we experienced the same things, but we fought our battle, and they had no release. They had no excuse but to release us. But then when we returned, some of us had problems, some of us didn't. But I think it's the same thing that is still playing out. But it boils down to individual, because you have no other country to play for, it's only one country. The first question again was? Okay. You know, we have talent scattered all over the world. And it's always, it's not peculiar to Nigeria alone. When any player has the opportunity to represent his or her country, I'll say his or her now because football is both genders, they jump at it. So when opportunity arises for somebody to do his best for his country and get recognized, he or she should take it. I think we're not talking about depletion now. The boys will play as a unit.
Any more questions? Okay, yes, sir. There, Mr.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Fisayo Dairu. I write for ACLsports.com in Nigeria. Can I ask the captain question as well?
Yes, of course.
Okay, first one to the coach, one to the captain. Coach, I don't know if it has occurred to you that coming into this competition, if you win it, you become the only man alive to have won it as a player and as a coach. Does that serve as an added motivation to you going into this? And for Captain Ahmed Musa, Nigerians regard you as a tournament player, because in every competition that we've gone to for Nigeria, that you've started up to 3 games, you always score crucial goals. Should we expect the same from you in this competition? Thank you.
It's always a joyful thing for any coach to win a tournament. And in this situation, if we win it, to God be the glory, but we'll work hard to make sure we win it. But like I said earlier, it's going to be game by game. And again, to answer that question, it's not about individual. It's about the team. It's about the country. I'm not looking at personal glory to say, hey, listen, I'm going to be the coach. Alive to have won the Nations Cup as a player and as a coach. No. I'm looking at what I can do to my country and leave a legacy. It's not about individual, it's a collective thing, sir.
Thank you. Yes, please, there.
I have a question.
I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah, for me, I always...
Yeah, welcome back. That was the press conference today, live in Garoua, covered by Toby, who is I suppose he's still with us. If Toby's still here. So that was a lively press conference involving the chief coach of the Super Eagles, the interim chief coach of the Super Eagles, talking about Austin Cerezo Iguavon and Captain Ahmed Musa. So, Toby, yeah, obviously we've heard that. We've heard what they had to say. The question I asked you is, if Ahmed goes, if he finally says, yeah, that's it, I'm gone, bye-bye, would you reckon would be the natural successor to this great player? I think you're on mute, Toby.
Yeah.
I'm putting you on the spot now.
Yeah, honestly, tough question. I know Ekong is currently the assistant skipper. Then I disagree with Genetron's decision. I thought we had some players who should have stepped into that position. But I mean, Ekong, leading a lot of times. He's got passion for this country, very committed player. And he's looking as if Ekong, Balogun, I mean, in their 20s and the rest. But if I am to pick, if Musa leaves at the end of this year, I think I will go for an Ndidi and Victor Osimhen to be my leaders. Saying especially Victor. Victor is born leader. I mean, the kind of energy Victor puts into this national team is extreme and extraordinary. So with the captain, but he had a lot of more leadership responsibility to it. But I think Ndidi will be my first choice. Maybe Victor to be his assistant. I mean, Ndidi is also a very good guy, good personality, very calm. He smiles little and then he jokes a lot off the pitch. But on the pitch, in training, I mean, Ndidi is a businessman, always serious. He doesn't care about, sometimes when you see, they do a lot of jokes off the pitch, on the high G, inside the camp, you would think that is how he behaves every time. I mean, in training, Ndidi is a businessman. He doesn't smile. Anytime we caught Ndidi smiling in training, we always cherish those moments. He's always business oriented. He just want to go into the training, you have to work hard, play the games. Then off the pitch we can have fun, but on the pitch we have to get the job done. So I like that kind of mentality for a leader. I think Ndidi will do very well. And the fact that he has a lot of years, and then also Victor, learning under him as an assistant. These two guys have got good personalities to be the leader. But I think if Musa step down at the end of the year, it might just be an Ekong, taking charge for a couple of months, maybe until Ekong also leaves.
I think we're also going to be joined by Amos Joseph. Amos, if you're still watching, you can join us now if you can. If my producer want to bring Amos in. So tomorrow's game, Toby. What should we look forward to? I know we spoke so much about tomorrow's game, but that's the reason we're going to be. We are at Afcon anyway. We take it game after game. Austin Iguavon's already said it. He doesn't know the future, but all he knows is that his boys are ready, and they're going to do Nigeria proud. And based on what you've seen over time, and especially during the transition from Dylan Raw to Austin Iguavon, you've seen quite a lot of changes. You've confirmed that. You've seen, and we might go with a different proposition, formation, the zeal in camp, the boys in camp, though we're going to miss a few of them. But the outlook, well, it's looking really bright. So, decision time now. We've seen the games that they played today. The top teams, so-called top teams,
Yep.
Senegal, Morocco, Gabon, Cameroon, obviously, as hosts, have won the games. Nigeria, Egypt tomorrow. Do you think this time tomorrow Nigerians will be smiling, or will be wondering, wow, now go bring it here, or why you play this person here, or this person? Why you play this? And Nigerians know what we are.
Yes, yeah. It's always good to read comments after the game. Without win or lose, it will really amaze you. I mean, if you don't have strong heart, I mean, you can't just stay on with the comment, but that reaction normally from football. Afcon is a very tough competition. I always tell people sometimes it's a minimal scoreline. 1-0, 2-1. Occasionally you have teams scoring 3-4 goals. you have to be very careful. If you concede first, you might not be able to come back. It's always tough because a lot of physicality go into it. I think tomorrow's game will be one of the most interesting games we've seen so far in this tournament. I think both teams will give us an interesting game. Both teams have got quality, and evaluation looks very good from both parts. And also in Garoua, the pitch is very good for them to play. I think we'll have an interesting game tomorrow for the Nigerian side. I think the boys are up to task. I just hope Austin will pick the players, and also those players will bring the hay game into the setup tomorrow. And then, like I said, I've been worried about our attackers. Hopefully, Taiwo, Umal, and the rest will pack up tomorrow and take up this opportunity. A few errors at the back. I have to be very careful. Okoye will start. I have issues with Okoye with his area ball situation, and in Africa, you have such of situations. People want to play from the wing and cross into the box. People looking for set pieces situation. Like what happened against Algeria, Mahrez, looking for those free kick, looking for those corner kick. Egypt have got tall defenders, they've got a lot of tall people and in the middle of the park. So it's really going to be tough and technical and a lot of physicality into the game. So, we need to be on our hay game. We need to be very, very almost perfect. If not perfect, almost perfect. We need to be on alert. We need to be very careful. We know what Salah can do. Salah could drive 4, 5, 6 players and drive in and get the goal. You have to stay on alert. Is either Seidu starting on the left back? Is it Aino starting on the left back? They're trying to cover for the back four. Everyone just have to put a lot of, good performance tomorrow to stop Egypt, because this first game is very important. And if you look at our route, it's also very important for us to finish top of this group. You don't want to go to round of 16 and your possible opposition is either Algeria or Cote d'Ivoire. The pressure, you've not recovered from the pressure from the group stages, and the next pressure is one of the favorites in the tournament. Yes, I understand the fact that to be the best, you have to play the best. But it's going to be easy to play when you play Egypt. Maybe a Sudan or Guinea-Bissau might not really tough you as much as it is football. But on paper, when Egypt is the toughest, you could get along with Guinea-Bissau and Sudan to get those points. But Egypt, will consume a lot of strength from you, because it's going to be two top countries meeting. And I can also mention when we started the show, I think we'll see a lot of good coaching tomorrow. Comoros and also Senegal will exchange a lot of tactical battles in the midfield and learning. In the attack, there's Salah at some point, there's Chukwueze on the other side. So it will look very interesting. So at the end of the day, it will boil down to teams who really want to know, teams that will make little mistakes and also convert their chances. So I hope we'll be clinical tomorrow. Look very, very solid at the back. It is very important. No room for mistakes tomorrow. If we do commit error and give Salah any space, he will punish us. So it means we have to do a lot of hard work tomorrow. But I think Nigeria will finish with a very positive result tomorrow. Positive result could be 1 point. It will be good. I don't want the team to start on the losing note, to put a lot of pressure on them. And the fact that finishing second, takes you to that Algeria and Cote d'Ivoire group, looks very difficult to go into the tournament. But I think, like I said, we'll enjoy an interesting game tomorrow. It should be one of the most interesting games we've seen so far in the tournament. I hope the two teams will not disappoint me, Sha.
I hope they won't disappoint you, because you've really stuck your head out for these two gladiators, and I hope they just bring their A game, just like you said, into the game tomorrow. And obviously we see how Guinea-Bissau and Sudan in the team, in the group D that we are in. Just like you mentioned, in African football, there are no pushovers. Zimbabwe ran Senegal.
Honestly.
All the way till the 96th minute, innit? And they only lost via a penalty. So there's no small team in Africa when it comes to the African Cup of Nations. So you can't say, it's just Guinea-Bissau there, or it's just Senegal, Sudan there. We might as well lose to Egypt and we can mop up by beating these other two teams. It's not that possible, is it?
Yeah, honestly, if you're following the Nations Cup, you will understand this. That it's always tough. It's always tough at the Nations Cup. Look at what South Africa did to Egypt the last time, before we knocked out South Africa. Nigeria lost to Algeria by 1 goal, just by an individual performance from Salah. Look at the final, also Senegal and Algeria, very close game, very tough. So it's not easy to dominate games in Africa, because teams come here with a lot of big spirit to have good performance. I mean, 16 teams always really tough. Right now with 24, a lot of surprises. Teams like Guinea-Bissau also want to come here and make statements. Look at what Madagascar did the last time. And Afcon,
Yeah.
there will always be surprise
Mm.
package from the team and also for some players that will break out. So it's really going to be a tough tournament. To win the Afcon is honestly stressful. I mean, you have to put a lot of hard work into it for you to win. So we're looking forward to see more games in the tournament. We started on a very mixed feeling for some teams. Teams who've got the 3 points will be very happy and looking forward to get a second win and find a way to progress to the next round. The big boys are still around. Mane Salah will get on the pitch tomorrow. And then from our own part, also Chukwueze, Cameroon, we've got Onala. So a lot of stars. We want to see these big boys also progress to the round of 16, to the quarterfinal, to make the tournament very interesting. And hopefully, one or two surprise package will get into the mix as well, just like what Madagascar did the last time.
Just a quick question from one of our viewers. Amos said, a quick question, Toby. We have seen Ghana today. They need a striker. Do you think we have all the forwards we need to go and post to go past this Egyptian side?
I have expressed my worry a couple of times on the show tonight about our attackers. A lot of people felt I was a bit harsh on Taowuni yesterday on Twitter. I wasn't. I was just making my opinion for what I've seen in training. Like I said, Taowuni, Umar, Olayinka, and Oyeko have not been impressive with training. I'm not sure I can stick my neck out for them. If any of them doesn't start tomorrow, I don't think I would try to cut off us in the head. I know a lot of people really want to see Taiwo lead the attack, but don't forget they started against Comoros. I did not cover the game, but I had people who saw that game not really impressed with it. So, and I made my judgment with what I've seen from the training. Amos, I don't think we have that attackers to push us as much as possible in this tournament. Maybe we might resort to a twin striker of what we did with Iheanacho and Ahmed Musa in 2018 World Cup. Iheanacho could be very clinical. Also, Ahmed could still give us that opportunity to run through the space and create a lot of opportunity for Iheanacho and also for Chukwueze and Ejuke to come in and form a four-man in the final third. So I am not that I don't have that strong opinion on these guys, but I hope Taiwo and the rest will get meaning tomorrow and they will make it count. I mean, I just hope they will bring big performance tomorrow, because the truth of the matter is a lot of people are expecting much from these strikers. If Victor Osimhen is not around or Gio is not around, anyone that get to start tomorrow understand that there's a lot of responsibility on him and they have to deliver. So I hope they will step up tomorrow. But as far as I've seen in training, I don't have much confidence in our boys. But I know it's just like that. Trying to challenge them. For example, Umar has not been with the team. Olayinka has been in and out. Oyeko has been in and out. I only just got his chance a couple of months ago to play in the team. So I also want to agree that, they're finding their rhythm in the team, trying to settle down as well. But the responsibility is very huge on them because we need them to get the goals for the team to progress as much as possible in the team. Hopefully they will step up from tomorrow and they will start, bagging the goals.
Thank you so much for your time, Toby, and hopefully we get a chance to talk to you tomorrow after our victory. Okay.
Hopefully, it will be interesting to start. It will be interesting to start on a winning note. It will also, bring a lot of calmness and confidence and a positive, mindset to the camp. Like we are also hoping. Egypt are also hoping. Like I asked Salah today. I mean, you've won major titles at club side, even when we were playing at Basel. A lot of individual awards. One thing is still, yet to be achieved. For you to reach that legendary status in Africa, Nations Cup is important. Yeah. So I also know Salah is really determined to win this tournament. So and he want to start on a very high note tomorrow. So hopefully our boys could be able to match them and get some positive results. We should avoid defeat tomorrow. It will really help us and help the confidence of the team going forward into the tournament.
Thank you so much for your expert opinion, Toby. We thoroughly enjoyed our time with you today. I want to wish you all the best at Garoua. And hopefully you will obviously enjoy your time there. And the Super Eagles obviously will make it worthwhile for you. You come back celebrating with the cup Just like
hopefully,
Ahmed Musa,
hopefully,
Ahmed Musa already said to them that, listen, this is my parting gift. Give me this gift. That's it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So
honored.
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toby. Have a good night. Yeah, that was Toby Adepoju at we're speaking to him live in Gara in Cameroon. Spoken to us about what we should expect from the Super Eagles tomorrow. Not just Super Eagles, but obviously the Pharaohs of Egypt. He's already said that there when he obviously spoke to Mo Salah. Mo Salah was emphatic. Listen, I want to achieve legendary status in Africa. I'm well known outside of Africa. I've won everything in outside of Africa, but in Africa, I want to be a legend. And I think his legendary journey, probably in Africa, as far as we're concerned, would be something to look forward to. Obviously, we'll start tomorrow against Spikers of Nigeria. Well, it promises to be a very, very great day tomorrow, especially that clash of the Titans that is coming up tomorrow. So once again, we say thank you to Toby for joining us all the way from Cameroon. And to you out there, thank you for watching this show today. If you thoroughly enjoyed the show, please don't forget to support us by subscribing and obviously liking the show. And join us tomorrow when we will be, obviously talking again to Toby and some other guests when we'll be reviewing the Afcon itself and especially be zeroing in on that game, Nigeria v Egypt. Thank you so much for joining, being part of my evening tonight. I'm part of the night. And also a very big thanks to my series producer, Ayomi Omobuja, who is made sure everything went perfect today. Okay. And to everyone out there, thank you so much. My name remains Wale. And Afcon 2021 360 degrees returns tomorrow. All right. Have a good night. Bye-bye.